Hello, teacher and classmates. Today, with my teammates, we are going to talk about the atomic bomb.
Introduction. Never had more destructive and lethal artifacts been invented in humanity. They are classified as weapons of mass destruction, the use of which is today subject to strict international conventions and protocols. Only two atomic bombs have been dropped on civilian targets in history. Its result was catastrophic in terms of death, destruction, and residual effects. What is an atomic bomb? An atomic bomb is a device that obtains a large amount of explosive energy through nuclear chain reaction. It consists of shooting a chain reaction that affects all the atoms of the combustible material. A huge area amount of energy is released in a few seconds, a product of the transformation of one atom into another. A mushroom-shaped cloud is formed during its explosion. There is a huge area of devastation compared to the size of the artifacts. Intense heat capable of melting materials, and radiation cause the duration of the effects of the explosion.
How doesn't an atomic bomb work? The bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima was named the Little Boy. Little Boy's internal mechanism function like a pistol. It fired one piece of uranium-235 and other same material. The fission of the nuclei occurs consecutively, generating a chain reaction with an energy of released, and finally, usually the explosion. Whose creators were and how it was created. Like many other great and terrible invents of humanity, the atomic bomb does not have a single author, but was resulted of diverse range of efforts and research. Many were occurred in framework of the Second World War. However, two theoretical physicists, one German and one American, are often referred to as their intellectual author, Albert Einstein and Robert Oppenheimer.
Who his creators were and how it was created. The first atomic bombs were deployed by the United States during World War II in the context of the Manhattan Project to obtain the superiority of arms of the United States and brought the end of World War II. The project was authorized by President Roosevelt and later launched in Japan in 1945 by orders of the President Harry Truman.
Where and when the first atomic bomb were detonated? At 8:15 a.m. on August 6 in 1945, the Japanese city of Hiroshima became the first place to be attacked with an atomic bomb. The United States believed that the dropping of the bomb could definitely end the war that had affected the world since 1939. That morning, by order of President Truman, the Enola Gay bomber flew over Hiroshima, dropping the nuclear bomb, which had been baptized as Little Boy. But Japan did not give up. 3 days later, the USA dropped other nuclear bomb. In August 9, 1945 at 11:02 a.m. At 500 meters above the ground of Nagasaki was exploded the second bomb, baptized as Fat Man. The equivalent of 21,000 tons of TNT is the energy that was released by this bomb.
The consequence of the atomic bombs. The bomb in Hiroshima had the force equivalent to 50,000 tons of TNT. For a reference, just 1 kilo of TNT can be enough to destroy a car in radius of approximately 4.5 kilometers and a heat wave of more than 4,000 degrees Celsius was generated due to its explosion. Consequences of the atomic bomb, Part 2. Between 50,000 and 100,000 people are believed to have died on the day of the blast. The city was devastated in an area of 10 square kilometers. The explosion was felt more than 60 kilometers away. Some of 60,000 buildings in the city were reduced to rubble. The intense heat produced fires for 3 days, devoured an area of 7 kilometers around ground zero.
The Nagasaki blast was stronger than the Hiroshima one, but its the mountains terrain limited the arena of the destruction. Still, it is estimated that between 28,000 and 49,000 people died on the day of the explosion. About 40% of the city was destroyed by the bomb. School, church, homes, and the hospital collapsed. The place became a sea of fire. It was hell. Burning bodies, boys calling for help from collapsing buildings. People just and trails were falling. Report a survival from Nagasaki.
The brutality of the bomb. In seconds after the explosion of an atomic bomb, gamma rays, neutrons, and X-rays are released that are shot at a distance of 3 kilometers. These invisible particles bombard everything in their path, including human bodies, and destroy their cells. Survivors of the blast, known as Hibakusha, immediately suffered burns that ripped off the skin and tissue. All over my body, I was feeling a stabbing pain. It was a bucket of boiling water fell on me and rubbed my skin, a Hiroshima survivor told the BBC.
Radiation effects of the atomic bomb. Sequelae with greater incidence in the medium and long term are hair loss, thyroid cancer, breast cancer, leukemia, lung cancer, and cataract.
Consequence of the atomic bomb. Also, the mental health of the Hibakusha was affected by having witnessed such a heinous act, losing loved one and the fear developing illness from radiation. Some of them lived sentenced to be confined in a hospital. Many suffered discrimination because of their physical appearance and by the belief that they carried disease. Others lived with the sense of guilt for not being able to save their loved ones. In addition, were become activists against the proliferation of nuclear weapons. Some the bomb survivors and shared their stories as a way to remember the horrors of the war.
Conclusion. The devastation caused by the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs sparked, until today, an intense debate about whether such a large-scale attack on the civilian population was necessary. Until today, the atomic bomb has not been used by any other country in armed conflict. Perhaps the scientists responsible of the creation of the atomic artifacts must have done the same as Leonardo da Vinci in inventing the first submarine in history, that is, breaking the plans for fear that man would use it to destroy civilization.
Many lives were taken by the atomic bomb. Linkography.
Thanks for your attention.